All settled, are you?
I look good.
Yeah,
That was the Polly Baker.
Yeah.
So we're 121, so the basically feels good and fueled up and ready to go war for Mother, wasn't it?
Yeah. Jefferies, I see you looking on there. David seems to be under control, but this Friday night practice is always frantic, isn't it?
Well, Friday's always frantic, but at least we've got some good weather. And that's sorry, brother going fast. He likes to make a lot of noise. No, they've got good weather, so they're going to have a proper go tonight. I think he's just done a very, very quick lap on the production bike, so I think that's. I don't know the official time, but I think it's impressive. So we're going to try the Formula 1 bike now, and if that's good, well, I don't know what's going to happen, really.
Just a slight question mark on the Suzuki reliability after the Northwest, though.
We know what happened in the Northwest. We know what the problem was, and it's so simple. I didn't tell you, but anyway, simple clutch slip, but he was so eager to get off the line. We had slipper clutches in them before, and the Crescent Race Team slipper clutches have been used, haven't been very reliable, but now they've done sorted, I believe.
Okay, Dwight, how are you getting on tonight for the MP?
A little faster. I think my team said I dropped it 3 minutes. So we made some changes last night. It feels a lot better. I'm riding a lot harder. So
these are the sort of conditions that suit you really when you can really go for it. It's so different with no wind and no water.
I agree. I'm just not used to it. We were talking about that today, and I said I know it's mental, but I haven't grown up racing on roads in wet, rainy water, fall. So I'm at a point right now. Whenever it's dry, I know I go faster, and I know it's mental. But that's why I have to keep coming, because I have to get used to these conditions.
Years ago, though, they said no races were ever run in America in the wet, and then Kenny Roberts and the boys came over here and won the transatlantic in the wet.
Well, we do run races in the wet, but they're usually major events, things that can't be rescheduled. Like all championships, things that nature are run in the wet. So we're used to running in the rain, but we have runoff. So, I mean, I've fallen off in the rain and you just go into a gravel trap or something of that nature. It's not a tree or a wall.
We haven't got any of those at the Quarter Bridge, I'm afraid.
No, not at all. So
not too much damage done then?
No. It's running better today, so I'm happy about that.
You got your chain guard fitted, I say?
Got the chain guard fitted.
Okay, it's a start one too. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Travelling marshals must not be overtaken. Now, a word about flag signals. It will be as for racers, and remember, a waved yellow flag means slow down and be prepared to stop if you have to. If a yellow flag is waved at you, it could mean that a rider has fallen off and is on the road and marshals are attending to him. A red flag means all stop immediately. A black and orange flag with a board showing the rider's number means that rider must stop immediately. Could be dropping oil. Very dangerous to continue under those circumstances. There are, of course, some sidecars in the parade. They could very well catch and overtake solos. Solo riders must expect this, and sidecars must take care when overtaking. Remember, you'll be doing the full course, including Governor's Bridge dip. On completion of your lap, close the throttle at the checkered flag, move to the left-hand side of the course, leave the course by the exit gate beyond the bridge, and return to the pit lane by the return road through Nobles Park. Please don't stop in the return road. It only causes congestion for other riders. If you're unfortunate enough to retire during the parade, please park at the side of the road. Phone race control on 644, 633, or phone Mickey Gray, or make sure that a marshal does so. It's very important that you do that before you disappear into the pub, because it's essential we know which pub you're in, so that you help us know which pub to pick you up at afterwards. As in the races, when people retire and don't tell us about it, it causes an awful lot of anxiety. Any friends, relatives or helpers at the grandstand can inquire at the centre of the pits as to your whereabouts if you don't arrive back on time. Now, obviously some of you are still racing. I would ask you not to race on this lap. Some of you are retired racers. I would ask you not to relive your past glories too realistically. The course has changed considerably over the years, for the better. You also, gentlemen, have changed considerably over the years. Please remember that. There was somebody who said to me recently, and left me a bit puzzled about the logic of it. He said, the older I get, the faster I was. Please will you take your medical forms as soon as possible to Alan Robinson's van. It's the one over there that's got practical on it, or it had a few minutes ago anyway, and sign for the medical forms. If you don't, you won't be in the parade. Please enjoy the lap in safety, and on behalf of the ACU, thank you, and again congratulations to Alan Robinson for your contribution to the TT Festival. Thank you very much.
We all know what you've got to do, and particularly when you cross the checkered flag, shut off, pull over to the left-hand side of the road and go to the red flag. Don't stop until you've gone where the red flag lady sends you back on the return road. That's the safe thing. I've got a great deal of pleasure from this parade. A lot of you backed me up enormously, because I had a few problems, you know. David Halewood is here, son of Mike. David, come on up. Son of Mike is in the parade. The old man would have been looking forward to this, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
and you too?
Yeah, I think I should have been here a long time ago. 28, I think I should have been here at least 15 years ago.
Because this is your very first trip to the Isle of Man, isn't it?
Yeah, my very first trip. I've been incredibly amazed at the atmosphere and the warmth that everyone's shown me here. It's been really, really nice.
Well, it's really nice. It's a great place. And of course, we've got a big thank you, haven't we? We're going to get him up here. Luke Lawler, will you come up? Luke Lawler is the sponsor of the Lap of Honour. The Luke Lawler racing team, ladies and gentlemen. A wonderful man. Wonderful Luke. We've already had Dennis Proud and all these lovely bikes and things like that, and thank you.
That's great, and it's great to see David Halewood here. After all, I did take part in the 66 TT with your father. I was riding at 250 Greaves. I remember he passed me at Craignabath, and he just looked at me and kept going.
And now we've got your team here. We've got Ralph Bryans down here, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful rider. And jump up on the stage, if you know, just to prove that, Neil, we are still as good as we used to be, aren't we?
Oh no, I think that gentleman had it before. The older we get, the faster we were.
That's right. And Luigi Taveri is here too, the great Swiss champion. Luigi, where are you? We get Luigi up. I don't know if he got a cup of tea. And Jim Redman is down here, 6 times a world champion, comes back to our parade. Jim, thank you. Boris, who cut his teeth and lots of other things on here, and little Tommy Robb, who's going to come up the stairs. Find your way up, Tommy. Well done, sir. We've got some real stars here, absolutely tremendous people, and it's all thanks to Luke Lawler and John Lawler, his brother, and the Luke Lawler Classic Racing team. We're going to start a few engines up, but I want to tell you at this moment that the bikes on here, they begged to come here, the Mondials, all the way from Italy, at enormous expense if I tell you that the return fare on the boat for their van was 940 quid. That either means that they left it too late and had to be squashed on, or someone's taking it up. We're not forgotten. This lady, someone with a registration WOC is parked in her space. Yes, she's very cross about somebody with a WOC on their registration parked on there. Yeah. They'll know it. Yes, it's a van, so she's very cross and she's local. It's W10 WOC. Can you move it? Because she's just come back from church and you're parked on the space. Okay, they'll try to do it. But all this lot have come here, so we are welcome mostly in Castletown. and they'd like us to come here. And so all the riders, and we go along. Jim, I'm sure you'd like to say a few words to people, and a big thank you to Luke Lawler.
Yeah, of course. You know, I've been riding for Luke now for a number of years. In fact, they booked me to ride his bike at Assen, and I got there to ride the bike and met him for the first time. And my troubles started from there. You know, they got me in Ireland with a bottle of glass of Guinness, and I've never been the same since. But Luke does a fantastic job with his team. You know, he's got lovely bikes. Unfortunately, my 250 Honda, the engineer broke it, revving it up when it was finished rebuilding, so I won't be riding tomorrow. No, I'll be riding Luke's Benelli 500, which he stood down for me to ride that, so another big hand for Luke, because I would have been out of the parade. He's going to ride the 50. And when we were at Skerries, we were lapping around at Skerries, and I was on, I think the 254, and I came across Luke going up the hill at Skerries, so I got my hand in the middle of his back and shoved him up the hill. So it overrevved a bit. But yes, thanks Luke and John. You know, John does a lot of work in the background too. We don't see so much of John up on the stage and stuff because Luke hogs it all. But thanks John as well. Thanks Alan.
Thank you, Tommy. Of course, you've got, as always, to say a few words, and I know that you'll want to thank Luke as well for this great session, and then pass the microphone to Frank.
You're dead right, Alan. What Luke Lawler and John Lawler have done for classic racing is to keep it alive, actually. When you consider the sort of show and the amount of money they've spent on these bikes, it's colossal. But everybody here comes to see them and all the other competitors' bikes every year at Castletown, and it's terrific to know that a good old Irishman has kept this alive, and well done, Luke. It's terrific. The other thing, it's been my pleasure this year to meet David. I was chauffeuring him around at Donington the other week, and he's got so many things like his old man. He pulls birds exactly the same as his old man did. There's just one thing that Jim, Ralph, Luigi, and all the rest of us are starting ahead of David. So what we've told him, since he hasn't been around the TT circuit tomorrow, is not to worry about it. He'll find his way around. When he gets to Quarter Bridge, turn left. just in case he's got any of the attributes that his old man had. Anyway, thank you all for coming today. It's been terrific, and the weather will get better.
Okay. And now, ladies and gentlemen, my president, the president of the TT Riders Association, Mick Boddice, who has made sure from his good connections that the ACU have let the sidecars back. Congratulations, Mick.
Yeah, thanks. And I just asked if the lap record would stand if I broke it tomorrow, so...
You probably still could. And looking forward to your ride.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Unfortunately, the bike I was riding had a bit of trouble yesterday, but hopefully they're fixing it now, so...
You'll be out and going.
Yeah, keep your elbows in, Alan.
Yeah, that's right. Keep your elbows in needed. Now, I've been asked by Neil Hansen, who said to tell you that with the field where we normally go, and I can see Brian Lumley, who's acted as our gatekeeper for years, the field where we normally unload has got tents in it. So tomorrow morning when you get up to the area, you might be in the police station road is where we will be parking, and you'll be parked there. And then after the race bikes have gone through scrutineering, we will then go through scrutineering. So all the racing goes through, look at the race schedule tomorrow, and after they've all gone through into the warm-up enclosure, our machines all go through to the direction of the chief scrutineer, through scrutineering and into the warm-up enclosure. And then you can leave them there on their stands until about half an hour before we're due out, and then we'll call you all up, and don't go far away because it will be called up by Neil and we'll be out on the track. and it's strict numerical order. Strict numerical order, please, behind the JOEY, number 1, Phil Reed, and all the others in strict numerical order. Please try to learn to count this year, you lot, because it's been bad. Someone else who's here, I can see Michelle Duff down here. So Michelle, nice to see you down there. So it's really great of you to come back. Neil's back here, so the pre-start, you're scrutineering at 1300 to 1400 hours. And the pre-start, scrutineering machines wheel directly to the assembly area and lined up in strict numerical order with dead engines. And then we've got rollers and things like that available, and on instructions from the clerk of the course, engines will be started at approximately 14:45, 2:45. And at approximately 3 o'clock, again on instructions from the clerk of the course depending on the racing, engines will be stopped, and machines will be wheeled with dead engines to the starting grid via the gate at the north of the assembly area. So that's down towards Onken. 1 assistant per machine only to accompany rider and machine onto the road. Nobody else, and as the rider goes through, the assistant will be directed away. Machines will be lined up in 3s in numerical order for the start, and then the assembly area, rider and 2 helpers, officials, media with parties only. Start area, rider, 1 helper, so that's the rider and 1 helper, officials only, and in the pits, media with parties, because we've cluttered up the environment in previous years, and we really want to make sure that people can see what's going on. The start will be at 15:15. 15:15 will be the start. The chief timekeeper or deputy with the national flag. Start in 3s, push start, at 10-second intervals. 1 or 2 we will have to, because I can think 1 or 2 won't start unless they were already started. Riders who have problems starting must push to the end of the loop lane where officials will assess whether it's possible for them to start. Riders affected must keep close to the left-hand guardrail side. 50cc machines, that's all you lovely lot down there, to be assembled at Crickner Bar, top car park. Depending on the weather and the clerk of the course. Totally in charge there, so thank you very much. If we want to, before you leave this square in the next couple of hours, if you're going to, but we'd like you to stay with the bikes as long as you can, make sure you...
Get him this end, I think.